Welcome to the most delicious edition of On the Scene. I'm your host, Tim Kelly. Today we're talking about Suffolk Restaurant Week. It's coming up in mid-March, a great opportunity to sample local restaurants at great prices. Stay tuned. Welcome back to On the Scene. We're joined now by Kathleen Kelly, who is with the Suffolk Division of Tourism. And again, we're talking about Restaurant Week, the spring edition. And it's also very special this year because it's the 10th annual Suffolk Restaurant Week. So thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Well, let's talk about Restaurant Week. Set it up and talk about really kind of what it is and what it means for not just the residents here in Suffolk, but really anyone in the area who could really take part in some great bargains, deals, if you will, at local restaurants at very, very competitive prices.
Well, it's like you said, it's been 10 years since we started the Restaurant Week. We've got 2 editions each year, and this is our 10th year of doing the main showcase in the spring. And basically what it entails is fantastic restaurants offering price-fixed meals at a certain level, which we'll talk about in a second.
Sure.
And people can come out and get a great meal at a really fantastic price, and it runs for about 7 days. And people can come and get a fabulous meal. So it's a really great deal for everybody. So
now we're talking, are there any breakfast, or is it primarily lunch and dinner?
It's mostly lunch and dinner, although usually we do have at least one restaurant that likes to do a breakfast thing, and that has just started in the last year or so.
Okay.
We're not sure yet whether that's going to be happening this time. Restaurants are still signing up at this point.
Okay.
So I encourage people to check the website as we get going. But I have a feeling that we're probably going to have that same restaurant going to sign up. So we do have that breakfast offering usually, but that is something that is gaining a little bit more popularity. So, you know, that might be something that more restaurants start to offer. But generally it is lunch and dinner. So
now with the 3 pricing levels, and we'll talk about that in a second, what does that include? So what are you getting for that? Because I know there's sort of I use the word formula for what you're going to get for the price in the restaurant that you're...
Generally, it's 3 courses. You usually get an appetizer, you get the main entree, and then you get a dessert.
Okay.
And most restaurants will stay with that format. Occasionally, if it's one of the lower price restaurants, sometimes they will skip the appetizer and just focus on the entree and the dessert, just because it's one of the lower price levels, and they feel that an appetizer just doesn't fit that level.
Understand.
But generally, most people go with that format of the three course meal. So I mean, you can't beat it.
Right.
3 courses.
And correct me if I'm wrong. You don't have to buy tickets. You don't have to have a book where you go in and they punch something. None of that. You go in. Correct me if I'm wrong. That they have a specific Suffolk Restaurant Week menu that they will offer in addition to the regular menu. So again, it's not just, well, you're here, so if you decide not to participate in Restaurant Week, you still have the ability to take care of, or partake, I should say, in the rest of the great offerings. So let's talk about that. You come into a restaurant, you get your Restaurant Week menu, but again, these are things that each restaurant has sort of handpicked as sort of specialties or maybe some new dishes that aren't traditionally on their menu that they're able to kind of showcase in a different way, right?
Yeah, this is a great time for chefs to kind of try out new dishes. A lot of times they'll call us and say, hey, what do you think if we try something new this particular edition? Or sometimes they don't even let us know that they're doing it. It just sort of shows up on the Restaurant Week menu. And it's a great way for them to kind of test market a new idea. And a lot of times they'll skip the new idea and just put on fan favorites.
Correct.
Because a lot of people, they know that this is the time when they're going to see a lot of repeat customers. So they tend to put the ones that they know are going to sell really well. So it's a little bit of both, I think, a lot of times. So it's a great way for them to kind of just put their feelers out there and see what works for people. So it works for everybody.
Now the 3 pricing levels, originally it used to be 2. Now there are 3, of course. But talk about how those are broken down, and again, emphasizing the fact that in most instances you're getting an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert all for that one fixed price if you order off the Restaurant Week menu. And just real quick, on the Restaurant Week menu, generally within each of those categories there's multiple choices. So you kind of...
generally what happens is when you order off of the menu, you get about 3 different choices in each section. So under the appetizers, there's usually 3 to 4 choices. Under the entrees, there's 3 to 4 choices, and then under the desserts, there's 3 to 4 choices. So, I mean, there's a lot to choose from. But each restaurant, when they sign up, chooses a level that they're going to be offering their dinner or their lunch at. And this, I think it was this last edition, we actually added a level, and it was something that the restaurants had asked us to do.
Yes.
Prices are rising everywhere.
Of course.
Inflation,
Right.
cost of food has gone up.
Right.
And some of the restaurants felt that they were just not able to kind of keep up with the times as much. So we did add a level, and it's called the ultimate level.
Okay.
So now we've got those 3 levels, and what it is now is the deluxe level is the base level.
Okay.
And that entails a deluxe lunch is $10 for lunch, $20 for dinner.
Got it.
And then you go up to the premier level, which is the middle level.
Got it.
And that is $15 for lunch and $30 for dinner.
Okay.
And now our newest level is ultimate,
Right.
and that is $20 for lunch and $40 for dinner. And again, that is something that the restaurants have chosen themselves.
Sure, understand.
So, it's something that they look at what, the influx of folks that are going to be coming into their restaurants and, how many people they're going to be getting,
Sure.
what kind of food they need to be, stocking in the restaurant and that kind of thing. So,
And of course, the good thing is that no matter the level, you're talking about local restaurants, great food offerings, and I mean, no matter where you go, no matter what the price level is, it's really a bargain.
Yeah.
And you're really getting a good way to, and I think we've talked before about the fact this is a great opportunity to try out the restaurant or restaurants, as the case would be, that you haven't gone to before.
Yeah.
And you're kind of getting a nice little sliver right there. But again, if maybe you look at the restaurant week menu and say, you know what, there's something on this main menu that I really want to go for. Again, that would be regular pricing on those.
Right.
And again, you can't really mix and mingle,
Yeah,
but yet you're in the door, you're able to see what they can do, and you have that capability.
right. They've asked that you, if you're going to stay with the restaurant week menu, you need to stay with that restaurant week menu.
Yes.
But you can come back.
Yeah, right.
So if you see something,
Sure.
you say this particular visit, I think I'm going to go with the regular menu,
Right.
but I like what that looks like on that restaurant week menu. You can come back the next day.
Right.
So as we mentioned, it's going to be for an entire week.
Yes.
It starts on the 18th of March and
Okay.
it goes until the 25th.
Great.
So that's 7 whole days
Right.
that you can check things out. You can go to a restaurant 2 or 3 times. You could go all 7 days if you wanted. So I'm sure they would not turn
Right.
you away at the door. And we're going to have probably anywhere from, usually we have about 12 to 14 restaurants sign up. We've had as few as 10, we've had as many as 16.
Okay.
So, it kind of depends on who signs up this
Sure.
time. So, as I mentioned, we're still in the sign-up phase right now, and, we just don't know who's going to be in the roster this time. So,
But you talk about, you're in the sign-up phase, so we still don't know really who the full, if you will, the full menu
Right.
of restaurants will be.
Right.
But the great thing about that is the fact that you have a website,
Right.
and not only is it a listing of all the restaurants that are participating, but you get a chance to see the menus
Yes.
ahead of time for either if they do the breakfast, if they do lunch or dinner, you get to see that per restaurant. So
Right.
you want to talk a little bit
yeah,
about that?
what we generally do is we ask the restaurants when they sign up, they bring in their registrations, and we've asked them to furnish their menus to us.
Right.
And we scan those menus in and put them on our website. And that way people can kind of, almost plan their attack. They can decide, how they want to plan their week out. And we make it a clickable link,
Right.
and all they do is just go and decide which restaurant they would like to, visit during the
Sure.
week. And as you mentioned, there's no card to punch.
Right.
You don't need any tickets. You just show up.
Correct.
And the hostess or the waitress or whoever is the wait staff will be presenting you with that restaurant week menu when you arrive. So
And again, the dates?
18th through the 25th of March.
March. Okay, so we're coming up on that pretty soon.
Yeah.
But again, you can go to the website, and the website address again.
Restaurantweeksuffolk.com.
Okay, we're going to have that on the screen. But again, that will continue to be updated up until restaurant week starting. So
Yes.
again, you go to it today, perhaps, maybe there's only 5 restaurants or whatever. But again, that's going to continue to build as we get closer and closer to the launch date, which
Right.
again is the 18th of March.
18th of March, and
Right.
we do also update our Facebook page regularly, and
Okay.
we also do a lot of Facebook contests.
Perfect.
And those have become extremely popular.
So how does that work?
What we do is we run a lot of really fun. We'll put up a great graphic and say, tell us what your favorite childhood dinner was,
Right.
and we'll pull. Out of the comments, we'll pull the random
Yes.
amount. So somebody will win that a gift certificate to a restaurant.
Very good.
So I mean, it's a great way to get
Right.
people kind of involved
Sure.
and engaged. And those have become super popular, and it gets people kind of excited about the promotion, and we really like to run those. So I definitely encourage people to go to the Facebook page to kind of check things out before we get started. So.
And of course, the good thing about Restaurant Week is, and really what it boils down to is, it's a great opportunity for people, whether you're local or not, to get a great meal at a great price, but also for the restaurants, because again, as you noted, they get to try out new dishes in some instances, or put, as you called it, the fan favorites on there, and that's fine. And so they get to bring in hopefully new customers, repeat customers. So really, it's a really true win-win for everybody, isn't it?
It sure is. Yeah. I mean, it's one of our most popular promotions. It starts in March for the spring showcase, and then again we have the fall encore again in November, and we get people asking about it 2 and 3 months ahead of time, saying, when is it coming? They know when it's coming, but they still want to, they're really excited about it. So, it's definitely one of our most popular promotions. So, everybody really looks forward to it each time. So, and it's a fun one to put together. So, the people are nice, and the restaurants are great to work with. So we always have a good time with this one. So
again, as we close out this segment, the website address one more time for the listings.
RestaurantWeekSuffolk.com.
Okay.
And you can call the Visitor Center at 757-514-4130 if you have any questions. And we do have a listing of the menus at the Visitor Center also.
Okay.
And like I said, definitely check out the Facebook page or our website, and we keep everything as updated as we possibly can. So yeah, it's going to be a great promotion.
So the 10th annual Suffolk Restaurant Week, March 18th through the 25th.
Yep.
Very good. And again, we're going to have more on the scene. Continue to talk about Restaurant Week with a special look here at Constance Wharf Grill. Stay tuned. Welcome back on the scene. Now, of course, we opened the first segment talking about Restaurant Week. And again, we're still coming to you from Constance Wharf Grill. Two very special guests today to talk about what's going on here with the grill and the great dining opportunities that the public has right here in Suffolk. And joining us today, we have Joseph Walker, who's the Director of Food and Beverage here, and Joe Gardner, who's the sous chef. So, gentlemen, thank you both for being with us today.
Thank you.
All right, so when we talk about Constance Wharf Grill, what are we talking about? What dining opportunities are there? And again, emphasizing the fact that it's not just for hotel guests.
Yeah, I think that's something we need to emphasize, that we are open to the public.
Yes.
I truly believe that Constance Wharf Grill is one of the best kept secrets in Suffolk.
Yes.
We have an amazing chef here, Joanna McGinnis, and obviously our sous chef, Joe Gardner here. They do a wonderful job with their food presentation. They're very big on from farm to table items, and also trying to do local sourcing to make sure the vegetables, and when possible, whether it's Surrey sausage or whatever, that's what we're using in our restaurant. I think Constance Wharf Grill has a lot to offer that people don't know.
Right.
One thing we do is every day here, starting in March, there will be a special Monday through Friday. Whether it's a beers and brews night, tacos and margaritas for $5, wings and wine on Wednesday, and I could keep going on and on. Okay,
they can be hungry. That's what you're doing.
We got the wine dinners coming up.
We got wine dinners coming up. Our
Very
first
good.
one will be March the 30th.
Yes,
and
with
then
Uncorked, Emily down there. And
great,
Uncorked,
local partnership.
Local,
Like
yes,
to see that.
absolutely.
Very good.
And we obviously do every holiday
Yes.
here. We do Easter, we do Mother's Day. So if you haven't made your reservation, please think about us first when thinking about them holidays. And they're coming soon. They're going to be here before we
When
know
it
it.
warms up, we got this beautiful veranda out
I was going to
here,
say,
out
I
back.
mean, the view here is one of the things I think people don't realize, the opportunity you
Yes.
have. I mean, everybody likes ambiance when they eat, and I think the opportunity on a nice day to go outside, kind of take advantage of the great setting we have here with the Hilton Garden Inn and Suffolk Riverfront, and of course, Constance Wharf Grill looks directly right at the river, so we're getting a beautiful view there. But you offer breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Absolutely.
Correct?
Yeah.
So now is breakfast, is that both off the menu and a buffet, or do you have kind of mixture, or how does that generally work?
We do not offer a menu.
You don't? Okay.
It's a Hilton Garden Inn standard.
Got it.
We call it all-inclusive buffet.
Okay, very
So
good.
when you come into our operation,
Yes.
you're greeted by a greeter, seated by a greeter,
Right.
And then a server takes over from there. We offer everything from your typical bacon, sausage,
Right.
your hash browns, your waffles, and so on and so forth.
Sure.
We also do a lot of cook-to-order stuff. All your eggs are cooked to order. You can
Very
get
good.
eggs any way you want, omelets any way you want. French toast,
Yes.
pancakes are also cooked to order. So there's a chef always behind the line, and they're cooking to order based on what your needs are.
Very good. And of course, the reason we're here today is to talk about Restaurant Week, which is coming up March 18th through the 25th. A great opportunity, we said, to take advantage of the local restaurants and all their great offerings. Constance Wharf Grill, of course, could be a part of that. And Joe, you're a Suffolk guy, right?
Yeah, born and raised.
Hospital. Talk about what we have here and about what you're doing here at Constance Wharf as far as the dishes and things that you prepare.
Well, I have here, I have a sweet potato puree, a little simple salad with lemon juice, olive oil, salt, pepper, and airline chicken breast that I brined overnight. Brined it in rosemary, lemon, and peppercorns, and just to bring out some of those good lemon flavor,
Sure.
fresh. Be springtime. It's kind of, when y'all have it in March, it's kind of on the verge of being spring, so all the spring vegetables aren't in yet, but it's still still getting those winter vegetables. So I kind of played on that. I have some sweet potatoes up there for the winter vegetables, and I have like asparagus soup up there for the springtime.
Sure.
And try to play off of that, kind of being in between kind of seasons. So kind of played off of that.
But the dishes here, this is something we're going to see on the Restaurant Week menu
Absolutely.
coming up here. So
Absolutely.
again, we're going to get a good shot of that, but just talk about the fact that what you see is what you're going to get.
Absolutely.
Come March 18th through the 25th here at Constance Wharf Grill. So, but talk about the fact, Suffolk born and raised.
Yes.
Back here working here as far as with the local restaurant. How's that for you?
It's I moved down to Raleigh. I've been down in Raleigh, Durham area for the last 3 or 4 years, and really learned a lot from the chefs I worked under there.
Right.
And I was here before with Joanna McGinnis, and was a sous chef before I left. And just kind of bringing what I've learned and bringing it back, kind of maybe showing her a new thing or two. She's been doing it for 35 plus years, so it's kind of hard to show her something new.
Sure.
But kind of showing her what I've learned, and really bringing my we have a Hilton Garden Inn standard menu, but we have a chalkboard up there. We have my fun, I kind of do specials.
Yes.
And actually talked to him about doing like a weekly special so we can have them a little more thought out special. So yeah, I really want people to come in here and try my food.
Very good. Well, great opportunity here.
Yes.
But I'll ask both of you, and both of you jump in on this. What about the opportunity Suffolk Restaurant Week provides? Again, it's a price-fixed menu, so again, you have a chance to showcase a unique dish or go with the fan favorites, as we talked about in the first segment. But the fact that it's really an opportunity for people, granted, it's always a great opportunity to come to Constance Wharf Grill, so let's say that first and foremost. But again, it's a nice opportunity for people to really come in. They know what the offerings are going to be. They have a great selection here. But your thoughts, both of you, on Restaurant Week and the opportunity it provides your restaurant?
Well, first of all, I think for the patrons, it gives them an opportunity to go to restaurants they would not normally go to.
Right.
I think a lot of consumers today look at price points. So what we're doing for Restaurant Week, we're offering the same meals that we would offer at a higher price point, at a discounted price point to attract you to come in.
Got it.
Obviously, our goal is from this, that you come in for Restaurant Week, you like it so much you come back. You use our banquet facility.
Yes.
Like Joe said, you come back and use the veranda. There's so much going on here that we want the customers, to continue to come back. And this is one way to say, come try what we have to offer. We're not cutting portions.
Right.
If you can see here, we're not cutting sizes.
No.
We're still doing the same stuff,
Yes.
but at a greatly discounted price.
Yes.
It should be good for the people to take advantage of.
Excellent. Joe, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think Restaurants Week is just get people out to try the restaurants and see the Suffolk has got some really good restaurants now, and seeing the new chefs and seeing what they're doing and trying something different that you normally wouldn't try on a day-to-day basis. I think that, to me personally, is what it's all about.
Now, what are the hours of Constance Wharf Grill? What hours do y'all generally run? When you open, when you close it for us over the course of the day?
Well, we open at 6 o'clock in the morning.
6 o'clock, okay.
We stay open till 10:30 for breakfast.
Okay.
We reopen back at 11, stay open till 1:30 for lunch.
Got it.
And then we reopen at 5 and stay open till 10.
Okay.
Them hours do change a little bit for breakfast and lunch on the weekend.
Sure.
Obviously, we're more of a weekday hotel.
Yes, sir.
So it does change a little bit with that.
Okay, very good. Well, we have just a couple minutes left in the segment here, but I want to give you both an opportunity for people who have not tried Constance Wharf Grill before. Sort of your pitch, your reason, why do they want to come here? Joseph, you want to kick us off and say, what would you say?
Well, as a chef myself, I think that we have one of the best chefs, not only in Suffolk, but probably in the Tidewater area. If you haven't heard her name is Joanne McGinnis. She's a very top-notch chef dealing with quality products. So if you want an opportunity to try some of the finest food, not like I said, only in Suffolk, but in the Tidewater area, I put Chef McGinnis up against any chef in this area with the quality of food that she's serving.
Very good. Joe?
Yeah, what he said, absolutely. Chef is, she's one of a kind, and I don't think there's anyone else like her. I think both of us kind of play well off of each other, we've had so much history together.
Right.
And I think if you just come try my specials, I really have fun with those, and I really like to take the time out to think about what I'm doing, and really want everybody to come in and try it.
Very good, very good. Of course, Suffolk Restaurant Week again, March 18th to the 25th. Again, we'll have the website up there on the screen where you can know and go check it out as we get closer and closer to the start of Restaurant Week to see all the restaurants that are participating, their menus, which are very important, and the price points that each one will be utilizing. Of course, there are 3 price points noted. Each restaurant will have their own set. Again, you have the prices for lunch, price for dinner. It's very simple. You don't need coupons, you don't need tickets, you don't need to purchase anything in advance. Bottom line, show up to a great restaurant, again, like we're sitting here today at Constance Wharf Grill. Look at the Restaurant Week menu. You have great selections among the menu that's going to be listed there that you can pick from. And again, there's this Restaurant Week menu, but you also have the regular menu. So if you're there, you kind of might want to take a peek at that. So if you don't do Restaurant Week, there's always an opportunity right there. But again, as we said all along, the goal is to get you out there to try different restaurants in Suffolk, local restaurants with local chefs that are out there doing their trade and doing great things on the local level. Culinary delights galore. So again, great opportunities there. Suffolk Restaurant Week, March 18th to the 25th. And the Constance Wharf Grill will be a great part of that. Gentlemen, I want to thank you both for spending time with us today to talk about this. We're looking forward to Restaurant Week, the 10th annual Suffolk Restaurant Week, coming up very soon. That will do it for this edition of On the Scene. I'm your host, Tim Kelly. We'll see you next time.